Brawl Stars has a lot of different game modes. You can literally play whatever you want. But through all these years, there is this one game mode that has been problematic all the time, and there is still no solution for its huge problem. You probably already know for which mode I'm talking about, and if not, it's Showdown. As we all know, this is one of the most popular modes in the game, played by millions of players every day. But something has been wrong with this mode all the time. In this video, we'll see the entire history of Showdown and what changed through all the years of its existence. Everything started with the release of the game back in 2017. Showdown was one of the 5 existing game modes at the time, along with Gem Grab, Brawl Ball, Bounty, and Heist. Nothing much really happened to Showdown this year because the game wasn't very popular at that time and most of the players were playing the other 3 versus 3 modes. The only thing that Supercell did to this mode in 2017 was to hide the players' names in games above 600 trophies. But let's be honest, I don't think there were a lot of players to have brawlers this high in trophies for that time, so I think that this change doesn't impact anything major with the game mode. 1 year later, in 2018, when the game became more popular, was the first time that teaming was unofficially introduced to the game. It was very rare to see someone teaming back then, because when someone was spinning, most of the players just ignored that, not knowing what it meant. The only teaming at that time was between the tank brawlers like El Primo, Bull, or Frank, just because of the throwers like Dynamite and Barley, which were a very big counter to them. The players were very annoyed by them and said, if we can't beat them alone, we can beat them together. And that's when the whole thing called teaming started. It was mainly in solo Showdown, but it wasn't that problematic because most of the players were playing normally without teaming. 2019 was probably the year in which Showdown has changed the most. The teaming was becoming more and more popular as the game went global and became even more played than the previous years. A lot of players were teaming, and it was mainly in games above 500 trophies, which was considered high at that time, and the players didn't want to risk their trophies, so they started teaming in hopes of surviving to 4th place in order not to lose trophies. Supercell quickly realized that there was a problem with Showdown, so in the Easter Brawl Talk in 2019, they mentioned that they will add meteors which will spawn often to the teaming groups so they can't be close to each other and team. They also added healing mushrooms, which were often spawning close to the players who were targets of the teamers, so they could survive longer. Although these changes sounded promising, nothing much really happened, and the teaming in solo Showdown continued with full force, especially in high lobbies. Later that year, with the Brawl-O-Ween event, came a new modifier for Showdown only called Life Leech, which makes the player lose a certain amount of health every second, and the only way to gain back that health is to kill other players. This modifier was added by Supercell in hopes of reducing the teaming and making it practically impossible, because you always had to shoot at someone to regain your health or else you die. The results were surprisingly good, because throughout this event, the teaming was reduced to its minimum levels. But as we all know, everything good ends, and after the event got removed and the original Showdown returned, the teaming came back and the players continued to team. In 2020, absolutely nothing happened to Showdown except Supercell adding the energy drinks, which were spawning in random places on the map, and whoever collects one becomes faster and deals more damage. This was another attempt to stop the teaming, but again it didn't help at all as the teaming became even more popular and it became the main problem of Showdown. Also, this year, another problem appeared in Showdown, and it was the meta. If you don't know what this is, it's basically when all players pick the same brawler because it's very strong and the whole lobbies are full of the same brawlers every game. This made the players team even more and target the players who were not playing the same brawler as them, and chase them the entire game until they killed them. And if you think that after they finish killing the player with the different brawler, they start fighting, well no. They will just spin until the poison gets extremely close to them, or they will just target another player to kill. I think all of us have memories when we've been chased by teamers just because we were playing random brawler, and it probably wasn't the best experience for sure. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed yet, it's time to fix that. Go hit that subscribe button so you can show that you support me. If you enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and write a comment about your worst showdown experience. Now let's continue. In 2021 was introduced a brand new game mode Showdown Plus, which gave the players an extra trophy at the end of the game for every kill they have made. In the Brawl Talk, one of the community managers, Paula, said that they are adding this new version of Showdown so the mode can become more competitive and to make the players fight so they can't team.
The old one.
Our goal is to get rid of teaming and make this mode more fun.
And we can all agree that it worked, because in this mode, the teamers weren't much, but there were still people who were teaming. Later, Supercell decided to extend the trophies the players get per kill from 1 to 2, which was probably the best decision they made, because the teaming was reduced to the minimum and the mode was fun to play. And on top of that, you could easily push your brawler to high trophies. Although the mode was doing pretty well and was one of the most played in the game, surprisingly, Supercell decided to remove it, which left the community disappointed. And with the removal of this special mode, the teaming continued, and the meta brawlers became even more popular, especially El Primo and Shelly, which dominated the meta and made Showdown unplayable for the players who wanted to play other brawlers. Another year, same Showdown. Well, not the same actually. With me saying this, you might think that Supercell had finally added something that stopped the teaming. And if this is your final guess, then you're completely wrong. The new thing that happened to Showdown was affecting Duo Showdown, and it was the teaming in Duo Showdown. Yep, you heard that right. Why team in solo alone when you can team in duo with a friend and make other friends? Teamers in Duo Showdown were mainly players above 1,000 trophies who were teaming with other teams which they will protect until the end of the game. Most of the time, 4 teams were teaming up and chasing the remaining one, and you probably know what happens next. They are spinning and toxing like clowns, and after that they backstab another team. But let's look from the positive side. In the summer, Supercell decided to add a brand new game mode called Hunters, which was basically like Showdown and Bounty combined, and the first player who made 6 kills won the game. And I can say that this mode was absolutely insane because it was finally a solo mode where you could show skills with a brawler without other players teaming against you. Unfortunately, it was a seasonal game mode and was later removed. Besides that, the situation in Showdown continued to become worse and worse, and at this point, there wasn't a game without teamers, neither in solo or duo Showdown. Many things happened to Showdown this year. First, Supercell made another attempt to stop the teaming by introducing the new mode, Hot Dog Showdown, in which if you lose health, you can't heal normally like in the original Showdown, and the only way to regain your health is by collecting hot dogs, which you could only get by killing other players. And while you might think that this helped to reduce teaming, it did not. It even became worse, because the Mega Meta appeared, and it was so bad that every single match was only teamers with Meg, and it was just impossible to play this mode. The next main thing that happened to Showdown during this year ruined this game mode forever, and you already know what it is: the win traders. Supercell removed the 24-hour matchmaking and replaced it with a 30-minute one, allowing players to snipe each other every 30 minutes and potentially giving themselves free wins. And I think that this was a big mistake. Yes, now you can get into the game faster at a higher rate, but a lot of people exploited the 30-minute matchmaking by purposefully getting into a game together and killing the other teams that are not in their group. After the win traders kill the other players, they give the win to the person who is the main win trader. This whole thing became possible when Supercell also made the players' names visible at a higher rate, allowing the win traders to know if they are in a game with their other win traders' friends. These changes not only ruined Showdown by making it unplayable, but a lot of people pushed brawlers to high ranks, which they wouldn't push without win trading. And although in the Supercell game rules it's written that win trading is a bannable offense, there are still win traders that haven't been banned since today, but after many reports, most of them got banned. This year, the win traders continued to destroy not only Showdown, but the game and the leaderboard. If you look at the leaderboard, and especially the first 20 places, you will see that there are a lot of win traders there, and not much actual good players. In the most recent update, Supercell made the matchmaking 3 hours, which makes win trading harder than it was before with the old matchmaking, and I can say good job Supercell. They also banned a lot of win traders and removed them from the leaderboard, but there are still some pretty big names that still haven't been banned. I think that Supercell finally realized how ruined Showdown is and how win traders are destroying the game, and I'm glad that they're finally taking actions against them. Remember, never win trade. It's against the rules. If you want to push trophies, call your friends, go into 3 versus 3 and play there. This was the entire history and the problems of Showdown. Comment down below if you have ever faced win traders in your game. Also, if you have any ideas for other videos, feel free to leave them in the comments. Your idea might be chosen. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.